Hello everyone, it's Casey Couture. How are all of you? I hope you guys are having a great day. So today's video is a video that is very near and dear to my heart. This is a political video, as you guys can see from the title above. Today's video in particular is going to be about the upcoming election and my support for President Barack Obama. Now you guys may be thinking, Casey, you are Canadian, why are you supporting a US president? And to be 100% honest, I am just very politically motivated this year to get involved and to change the course of history. I feel that if you don't get involved in something you're passionate about, you're not doing enough. So I feel very passionate this year to really make a change and make a difference. Now, I have a lot of YouTube subscribers that are from the US. I have a lot of people that do watch my videos. Now, if I can even empower one person or change one person's mind, I feel that it's worth it. So I definitely wanted to do this video and talk about the topics that are very important to me in this upcoming election and why I think Obama is the right choice for the USA and why you should all vote for President Obama. Now, you guys feel free to leave your opinions down below if you disagree, or feel free to leave a video response if you would like to share something with me or talk about certain issues with me, or if you guys have similar opinions. I definitely suggest you go out, knock door to door if you live in the US, share your opinions, get people involved, get people voting. It's very important this election that people vote. If they are registered, it's very important they vote. A lot of people don't vote, and in the 2000 election, I think it came down to 500 votes that decided the winner. That's basically nothing, and there was probably 500 people there that didn't know their vote was going to count. So it's super, super important that you vote for this president and that we move forward and we don't have this country going back to the 1920s, back to the 1960s, back to the 1980s. We don't want to see that. We want to move forward. We want a country that is going to be good for the rest of us, all of us, the whole world. So I have 4 topics that I'm going to specifically discuss in this video. I'm going to be discussing healthcare, I'm going to be discussing women's rights, I'm going to be discussing the economy, and I'm also going to be discussing gay rights. So getting into healthcare, I am someone that is so privileged in Canada to be able to have healthcare, universal healthcare. If I get sick, if I get ill, I'm able to go to the doctor whenever I need to. Now, people in the US haven't had that privilege. I believe that universal healthcare has never been available in the US, and with Obamacare, it's finally becoming available. A lot of people have mixed opinions because of the cost of Obamacare, but when you think about it, if your whole country is insured, there's no one left to worry. There's no one that is going to be afraid of getting sick and not being able to get covered. And the great thing about Obamacare that I love more than anything is insurance companies aren't going to be able to take advantage of people with pre-existing conditions anymore. There's women that I've heard stories of that haven't been able to afford visits to the doctor that have breast cancer and have had to worry about how they were going to fund their operations or stuff like that. They didn't have insurance before. You know, there's people out there, you're bound to have a friend or a family member that does not have insurance right now, and really, they might get into that situation where they need it and they won't be able to afford it. So this is really one of the reasons mainly that I'm so for Obamacare. The fact that millions of people that aren't covered are going to be able to get covered. Youth, people, elderly people that need it the most are going to be able to get it. So that's one reason I am so for Obamacare, and that's one reason that I think you should vote for him. If you guys have any disagreements or you would like to talk about it, leave your opinion down below. So the next thing that I would like to talk about is women's rights. Now, this is something that is extremely important to me. As someone who believes strongly that women should have the right to their own bodies and make their own choices, I believe that women should have that right. Now, I know there is a lot of women out there that don't believe that women should have an abortion and don't believe in pro-choice. You can believe what you want to believe, but you don't have to make that choice for someone else, if you know what I'm saying. Women should have the right to their own body. You don't have their body. And if you believe in a God, God will judge them in their own way if they have that abortion. You don't have the right to judge them for that though, and I don't think that you should try to take a right away from some other person just because you personally don't believe it. They might believe something else, let God judge them, and vote for vote for a change and vote for people to make their own decisions. I know that there's a lot of people out there that aren't pro-choice. I am personally pro-choice. I think women should make their own decisions when it comes to that. If someone is raped especially, or if someone has a medical condition where they cannot carry the child any longer and they have to abort it and it's life risking, then absolutely, I think that's necessary. Now, Mitt Romney and Paul Ryan, especially Paul Ryan, has a stance that abortions in no matter what circumstance are against God. So, you know, you have to watch out for that, because Mitt Romney switches and he flips his decisions as far as stuff like that goes. And if he agrees with Paul Ryan, you might see Roe versus Wade eventually overturned. And the Republicans have actually said Roe versus Wade won't be overturned. But this is someone who flip-flops. This is someone that will say, we won't do it, and then we will do it. There's a history with Mitt Romney of saying he won't do something, or he's for something, he's against something, he's for something, he's against something. He's someone that switches his mind frequently. So if that bill gets placed on his desk and he makes the choice to try and reverse Roe versus Wade, that's going to be a huge, huge economical crisis or social crisis for women. So that's something that you have to look out for. Also, there was the Lilly Ledbetter bill that President Obama signed for equal rights for women in the workplace. Mitt Romney refused to sign it. So, and he won't answer why he didn't sign the bill. So, you know what? As someone who says he's supporting women, why wouldn't he sign a bill that was in support of women for equal wage and equal pay and equal treatment in the workplace? That doesn't make sense to me. That would have helped so much. But for someone who claims to be for women and has binders full of women, he really does not know what women are all about, and he doesn't connect with them on that level. He is a Mormon, and not saying that there's anything bad with Mormonism, but Mormonism has strong political beliefs as far as not being pro-choice, as far as women having to listen to the man, women having to listen to men. That's been the way the Mormons have lived for centuries and years. And when they first came to America, they had many, many wives, and wives had to listen to their men. And I know that his father was also born, this is not even related, but I also know that I'm going to get into this topic as well, just off topic, but Mitt Romney is so against any kind of immigration, but his father was actually born in Mexico, if you actually research that. So I don't actually understand his position as far as immigration goes, but that's a whole nother topic that I'm not going to get into in this video because it's going to make it way too long. Now, there was one more topic that I wrote down as far as the women's rights. I believe I haven't talked about Planned Parenthood, and Planned Parenthood, he would cut funding to. Mitt Romney would cut funding to Planned Parenthood, and all of those people that already don't have health care, if Obamacare goes out the window and Planned Parenthood goes out the window, where are women going to get access for birth control, for getting tested for STIs, for getting tested for screening for cancer, for getting breast exams? Those are something that's something that Planned Parenthood currently offers. If that is out the window, where are women going to go if they don't have insurance and if they don't have coverage? This is something you really have to think about, how it's going to affect the country. All right, so on to the economy now. So a lot of people are very concerned that the economy as far as jobs go, the economy is slowly growing and jobs are slowly progressing. Now, when Obama came into the office, he had to fix a decade worth of mistakes. People have to remember that. This was under the Bush administration, that the recession actually happened under the Bush administration. Jobs were losing, people were spending, the administration was spending lots of money when the recession hit, and it affected tons and tons of people. That takes a long time to recover from. A decade's worth of abuse takes a long time to recover from. Now, if you look at like financial stats and stuff like that, I'm not going to get into that either, but if you look at statistics, you can see that job growth has slowly been going up and progressing. Now, under Mitt Romney's new policy that he would enact, he is saying that it would create tons and tons of jobs, but he has not been able to show any evidence towards anything he has been saying. And people are falling on deaf ears, and they're being blind about, they're like blind eyes about his policies and him coming into office. So if you have blind faith and you are trusting someone based on what they are saying, don't do that. Look at the records of people. Mitt Romney was 47th state out of 50 states in job creation. Does that sound like something that would work for people? No, he was 47th out of 50 states. You can look it up. And also his, what was it? His jobs were declining at twice the national rate out of all of the countries. So that is insane. But that's just something that you have to really think about and decide for yourself. Is this someone that's going to be trustworthy? Has his record shown that he can actually create jobs? He was senator in a state and he wasn't able to create jobs. So how is he going to do it as president? You have to think about things like that. And the last thing that I wanted to talk about is gay rights. Now, as someone who is gay myself, I find it very scary that we may go back to a time where being gay was not okay, and people saying that being gay was not okay. And I hear a lot of women and a lot of people saying, I have gay friends and I'm still voting for Romney. But if you have gay friends, why are you voting for Romney? You have to really think about that. You have to think, well, what is he going to do for the people that I love and the people that I support? Is he going to support them, or is he going to... Who is he going to support? Is, at the end of the day, do they really matter to him? And the answer is no. Gay people do not matter to Mitt Romney. People that are lesbian, gay, bisexual, anything like that, those people don't matter to him. He wants to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and he wants to put people back in the closet. Now, I couldn't imagine being someone that is serving my country and not being able to be open, and with everyone else sharing pictures of their family, not being able to show pictures of my family. I mean, it's America. It's supposed to be a free country, and without that, it's just like, where does that leave you? And then, secondly, he wants to change the definition of marriage to marriages between one man and one woman, and put that in the Constitution so that states can't even decide if gay people can get married. It's up to the government, it's up to the whole country. And that's just not acceptable to me. So I really think, and one of the reasons I'm so passionate about it is because it's been legal to get married in Canada for everyone for nearly a decade, and the fact is it doesn't affect anyone else. If anyone says that it affects them, if any Christian or Catholic person says that it negatively affects their life, they are lying to you. It doesn't affect their life. It affects our lives. I mean, you're not living our lives, we are living our lives. So those were all of the stories I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to leave it up to you guys to make your own educated decisions, but I thought it was really, really important to talk about this because all of those things really do matter to this country, and they matter to me. I don't want to see this country fall back to what it was in the 1920s and the early 1900s, where people didn't have their rights and women didn't even have the right to vote and things like that. And you know what? That could be potentially the next thing. Or I hope I educated you guys enough in this video and you make your own decisions. I love all of you guys, and good luck voting at the polls this year. Show your support for our president, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye for now.